Transfer news. Keep your opinions coming, people. Eddie is a top kid with a top attitude for his own career. Who would have thought he'd want to be the undisputed? Would have thought he'd want to be the undisputed number one striker at a new club. I mean, he's not running from competition. I'll give him that. Cool with Eddie if Arsenal are signing him. You can bet Arsenal wouldn't sign a top striker. Get Gnabry or Houssem. I don't like the fact that we don't spend consistently. We spent 250 million last two seasons. All clubs have spent the same amount as us. It's normal. I just want Arsenal to spend correctly. We've been spending peas. 10 in the league and 10 throughout the rest of the I mean, if you could get 10, if you could get double figures as a second fiddle striker, I hear that. So do your thing. I would love him to be able to do that. But where should we start? I guess we have to start with Eddie Nketiah in the car. That's where you lot are at. So let's start with the rumours of Eddie Nketiah. Allegedly, The Athletic says Eddie has changed his mind about leaving Arsenal and is on the verge of signing a new contract. The Athletic understands the striker's new deal would be expected to be up to 5 years in length, although, pardon me, it is still in the process of being finalised. The 22-year-old's current contract is due to expire this summer, and there had been an expectation that he would end a 7-year association with the North London club. He was coveted by numerous clubs, including Crystal Palace, but will now stay at the Emirates next season. As you know, Eddie made his debut for Arsenal in September 2017. Spent half a season on loan at Leeds before re-establishing himself under Mikel Arteta. People, he's finished the season with 5 goals in 7, which for me, that's when your season really started. So yeah, but you're gonna become a marked man. Same way Saka hasn't got that much space on the pitch. So man, for it, man. Why not? You know, if you can become a squad player or a rotation option, why not? That saves us money. Not everyone has to be the guy, really. And people develop at different rates. He's still only 22, and he's arguably playing catch up. And he's finally starting to physically fill out. He's finally looking for me. He was, for me, a large part of Eddie's early time in the first team. He was doing that academy thing, which Balogun's learning not to do. Is you're waiting for things to happen. Sometimes you have to work the left and the right-hand channels. You have to drop deep. You have to win a smart foul. You have to, I know strikers want to score goals, but you have to make a run for a teammate to take advantage. And I think his link-up play, all of these things are doing well, man. So big up Eddie. Hopefully you get a new deal. You go off and play for Ghana. Your career's finally starting now, really and truly. What's Charlie said? 130 likes. Think you're out of date. Keep running up. Let's get to 200, man. Eddie, Arsenal give Eddie Nketiah his last chance to sign a new deal at the club, with West Ham, Crystal Palace and other suitors now convinced he will stay at Arsenal. Arsenal have put their final contract offer of a new deal on the table for Eddie Nketiah. He's attracting plenty of interest, people. There's a growing feeling that Eddie will commit to the Gunners now. It's not over to the fat lady sings. Until he's signing the deal, it's irrelevant. Allegedly, and before I carry Bell, he said Sammy always includes bonuses and signing on fees when reporting on Arsenal's wages. The same thing happened with Willian, a simple clickbait tactic. He's likely, and again, this to be fair to Sammy, this guy, I don't know who he is. He don't work for Arsenal. He's likely on 75, 80 a week before any add-ons. This puts him on par with the likes of Smith Rowe and Odegaard, which is calm, which I agree with, and I think it's a fantastic point. So we've got to just bear that in mind. We'll never know. Is in that regards, people. Going back to this, Arsenal give Eddie Nketiah his last chance to sign a new deal at the club. Scrolling all the way down, Sportsmail understands that Arsenal's offer is a 5-year deal worth in the region of 100 bags per week, again within the region. Eddie has also been offered a huge signing on bonus, believed to be up to 5 million over the course of the deal. Eddie was expected to leave the Gunners this summer after rejecting a number of contract extensions, citing his desire to play regularly as the key factor behind his decision, people. He finished the season as the club's first. Clubs were hopeful to sign Eddie on the free when his contract expires, but it looks like he's going to stay. Sportsmail revealed earlier this month that Arsenal were preparing one last attempt to persuade him to stay at the club. Newcastle were interested. They've not been listed here, people, but West Ham, Crystal Palace and numerous clubs abroad, in particular the Bundesliga, were hoping to take Nketiah on a free transfer. Mikel has made it clear that he wants to keep him, and obviously this follows in addition with El Nene signing a new deal and Kyle Edwards and Serge as well. So make of that what you will, people. Going into this one before that one, Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal. Gunners to step up move for Manchester City striker after Mikel Arteta chooses his top target. Arsenal will step up their pursuit of Gabriel Jesus after Mikel Arteta made the Manchester City striker his top forward transfer target. The Gunners are close to tying down Nketiah to a new 5-year deal worth around 100 a week and are ready to press ahead with a move for Jesus. Reps for the 25-year-old Brazilian have been in England this week for talks over his future, with Tottenham and Juventus also interested. So yeah, hit the like button, people. Also interested. Carrying on. Apparently, he has 1 year left on his contract at City, as we know. They're inclined to sell this summer if he will not agree an extension. Arsenal have been scouting several strikers in similar mold to Jesus, including Jonathan David. 50 million for Jonathan David's a no-no, but their interest in the Canadian has cooled. He's had a poor start to 2022. Arsenal, as you know, missed out on Champions League qualification, but it's hoped Jesus can still be tempted by the project under Mikel Arteta, with whom he worked at City during his time as an assistant to Pep Guardiola. Edu will play a key role in pinching Arsenal to Jesus, with the chance of the Brazilian to play as a number 9 and be a regular starter. And I mean, with Eddie and Nketiah rotating in and out the team, with Jesus able to play on the left, on the right, and particularly up front, that obviously allows Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe to look over their shoulder and keep it up, you know, in pause in terms of their performances, but also allows rotation and things like that. So yeah, Arteta is a fan of Jesus due to his dribbling, finishing, and pace, but his work without the ball is a major attraction too, which is, I like that. I like the fact that he's a pressing forward. He drops deep. He's a selfless player, but I need to know Jesus and Eddie are gonna score goals, because I think we're being a bit, we're almost trying to draw blood from a stone. We're doing this young player project. If you sign a contract for big money, or you're wearing the number 7 or 10, and or you get the number 9 with Jesus and you've come from City, I expect things. But then, to a degree, when I look at their bodies of work, I have to ask questions of the manager if it works or doesn't work, if I'm completely honest with you, because Jesus has 8 goals this season. We're looking at it on a lazy view. We need a striker that's going to score goals. He's got 8 goals this season. That isn't really going to put us in good stead. We're betting on the potential of Jesus getting an opportunity through the 9, feeling more important. Same rhetoric goes with Eddie and Nketiah. You're hoping Saka and Smith Rowe can keep putting up the numbers. You're hoping other people can chip in, whether they're internally at the club or we bring in a goal-scoring winger or whatever. But I still would not be able to look at the squad and say in August, yo, you're going to be my guy chasing the golden boot. Again, obviously, they brought in good guys in the summer in January with Bentancur and Kulusevski. But away from that, Kulusevski's putting up numbers. Kane took off half the season, still getting numbers. Son getting numbers. Goals win football games. Like, there's no way of escaping it. And it's very volatile. So I'm more looking at how Arteta is using them, how he's going to get them, because I feel signing players personally, this is just my opinion, is half the job personally, because if we get a number 8, we need movement in front. If we get a striker, we need chance creation. I don't think we create enough chances, or we're creative enough that the striker is just going to land here and score goals. So there's many different layers for me anyways, but that's just me speaking for myself. I can't really speak for anything else really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. So it is what it is. Smith Rowe got 10 in the league, so Eddie can. I mean, I hope so. That's what I'm asking for. If you lot can put up the numbers, then it is what it is. I'm looking at Arteta mainly because these are young players trying to develop. As I said earlier in the season, do I think Eddie Nketiah is going to be ever mentioned in the same realm as Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, or Aubameyang? I hope so. I really do. But where was Kane at 22? Where was Vardy at 22? Where was Aubameyang at 22? My point is not to criticize or big up these players. It's man are learning, and I think football fans are very harsh. Like, people underestimate how difficult it is to play Premier League football and to learn. Is Eddie playing catch up? Could he went out of loan? Could we have been more proactive in his development and accelerated it? Of course. But he's finally got an opportunity to show what he's doing. He's developing physically. For me, he's showing the other aspects in the game, really. You can't just stand in the 6-yard box. It don't work like that unless you're at City, where they're just going to cook. So the penny's kind of dropping, but he's 22 turning 23. Now you just want to see him kind of go up a level, which he's kind of done now. So yeah, I'm more keen to see not just him, but what Arteta is doing, if that makes sense. So it makes sense. Keep your opinions on that coming. Boy, the big one, innit? The big one. Arsenal are interested in Serge Gnabry. Gnabry can also imagine a comeback with the Gunners after missing the Champions League. This is financially unrealistic this summer. Next chance 2023 when Gnabry is a free agent. Now, don't do it to me, people. I want Gnabry back. The whole reason I started YouTube is because Gnabry left. That's one of my first videos. I want Gnabry back, but he's in contract talks with Bayern Munich. There's other teams interested in him. Arsenal were used to our name being used to drive up interest. But if you're going to get Gabhazis and Eddie Nketiah, you know, Gnabry's got a strong body of goals. Not had a bit of a tough 18 months, but we'll accept that. The romance is there. Do I think we're going to get Gnabry? No, but if there's a chance of dreaming, I'm here for it, people. Arsenal interested in Serge Gnabry, and Bayern Munich star can imagine Gunner's return. I can as well. Till you rock up at Chelsea, he would be open to a return to the Emirates. Come home, man. The German international is out of contract at Bayern Munich at the end of next season. Bayern, therefore, may look to sell this summer. I mean, could you imagine if they lost Lewandowski for free and Gnabry? So they have to sell 2 or 1. Bayern, therefore, may look to sell this summer in order to avoid the risk of losing him for free in 12 months' time. Reports have claimed Gnabry is open to leaving the Bundesliga giants and has rejected an offer of a new deal. Apparently, he feels that he doesn't feel the importance. He's unhappy that more efforts have been made with contracts for other players, and also he doesn't feel that there's drawing in parity. He's 26, so he's going to have to be on big wages. And we heard our club is scared of FFP. We didn't get Champions League. For me, Gnabry's a player you move the goalposts for, but there is a financial risk. Fundamentally, if it doesn't work out, you're in trouble. Sports Blind reporter Christian Flux says Arsenal are interested in signing the 26-year-old. And obviously, it would be consistent with the Gakpo links and things like that, and people that have abilities to play out wide. He claims Gnabry can imagine returning to the Gunners, however, and he does love London still. Flug says it is likely to be difficult for the North London club to complete a deal this summer after failing to qualify for the Champions League. I mean, ain't we cleared ranks with wages and that? Arsenal are interested in Gnabry. Gnabry can also imagine a comeback with the Gunners. After missing the Champions League, this is financially unrealistic this summer. Next chance 2023 when Gnabry is a free agent. But then if we're not in the Champions League a year from now, what are we saying there? I'm not too sure on that, people. So, yeah, let's see what's going on with Gnabry. I don't get what Wenger said about him. He shouldn't have left in the first place. Apparently, Arteta wants to bring him back. You was teammates. Why not? Arsenal are interested in bringing Gnabry back to the Emirates, and the Bayern Munich star would not be opposed to returning, according to reports in Germany, people. In the most recent campaign, he got 5 assists and 14 goals. He has a year left on his deal. He's been linked with Liverpool as well. I'm sure Chelsea would be involved as well. I don't think it's realistic, but what is realistic, and I'm just a football fan, I don't know anything, people. Apparently, Bayern Munich's honorary president has confirmed that the German champions had made a great offer to Gnabry, but he's yet to commit to fresh terms and could be one of a growing list of players to leave on a free transfer. It's the same situation as with Sola. I think he has a great offer from Bayern and now has to make a decision. Your media drives me crazy with these free transfer things. What do you want to do? Should you stuff the players with money until they say yes, or maybe choke on it? Pause times 10. So yeah, it is what it is there with Gnabry. Make of that what you will, people. Continuing any of that. Apparently, Fiorentina ultras have mocked the club. They said Torreira to Arsenal and Barone. Torreira to Arsenal and Barone to Arsenal. They're not really happy with what's going on here. It's been reported that despite rumours, apparently, Fiorentina will not sign him on a permanent transfer. So that's probably where they're upset. In fact, he's actually been linked with Juventus. There are some reports that say Juventus are not interested. You know, Juventus do love a midfielder, but they say Juventus are looking at Torreira. And that's great. You stay in Italy, join a big club, all those things. Give us half a mellow in return. You're contracted until 2023. Me personally, I think Torreira should be one of the easiest ones to be sold because he's actually had a standout sort of loan or per se, and he should have interest from Italy. He's got a year left, so he should be one of the easiest to be able to be sold, in my opinion. Won't be making anything close to the money we spent, but yeah, people. Apparently, Juventus are interested, people, and they have no problem paying the 15 euros that Arsenal allegedly want. So we'll have to see. But, you know, there's talk of bringing in Pogba, and again, without getting rid of someone, surely you can't have Pogba, Arthur Melo, Rabiot, technically still Aaron Ramsey, technically Weston McKennie, probably a bag of other midfielders that are missing out. You know, Juventus have a fetish for midfielders per se. That's Ousmane Dembele is irrelevant to us, people, but that's that. apparently, you know, Marseille president Longoria on William Saliba. Above all, we have to respect Arsenal. Now, apparently, Arteta has said he wants William Saliba back next season, but Marseille are not giving up. People, they're trying to buy that Torreira guy from their love. He looks quite good. The possibilities are, we respect his club. We have to thank Arsenal. They are a friendly club to us who have helped us a lot in the last transfer window. We have very good relations with Arsenal. We need to speak, see if there's a possibility to find an agreement between the two clubs, the desire of the player and that of the club. But above all, we have to respect Arsenal. Fair enough, you know, gentlemen, and that. I appreciate that. I'm sure every Arsenal fan listening appreciates that as well. 148 likes. Keep going, people. So that's that where Saliba is concerned. Same thing here with Saliba. No clue why that's there. Tammy Abraham, who added, you know, I think Tammy Abraham's general plays improved a lot. You know, again, like Eddie Nketiah, he used to wait for things to happen. He works the left and the right hand channels. Jose Mourinho's been giving him the dark arts because although he should have earned a foul yesterday, he's winning fouls and then he's doing winks and that. Tammy's going to return to the Prem, whether that's Arsenal or someone he's going to. That's why Roma bought him. He helps us now and we make some money. Tammy Abraham, who's like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, congratulations to Ainsley and Tammy. Commiserations to Reece Nelson after, you know, big up everyone that was there, that watch along. Allegedly, Tammy Abraham speaks out on his Roma future. He says he's more than happy at Roma, but has refused to rule out a return to the Premier League this summer by insisting you never know what the future holds. The 24-year-old has scored 27 goals in all comps this season, people. And I mean, it takes me back to Fabio Capello's comments when he said, you look at Tammy Abraham, Lukaku, and Houssem, at other leagues, they struggled, they became 30 here. So depends what you read, people. He deserves to be in the Nations League as well, people. He deserves it. 27 goals. He's become the highest scoring English player in a single Serie A season. 34 million well spent, really. And not to mention, Chelsea have a buyback clause as well. Scroll all the way down. He said, I would say I'm more than happy here. Just the experience here. Pardon me. I had the experience of just the derby game. Derby games, of course, are big, but here they filled the roads week before the game. That's all they're talking about. We had another game before it. The fans weren't even talking about the game. They were just saying we have to beat Lazio. Just the rivalry, the atmosphere in the stadium, just everything is incredible. So I'm happy here. You never know what the future holds. You can't write the future, but as far as it is, I'm satisfied. He went on to say, I don't think it's an easy this is Jose. I don't think it's an easy decision for a young local player to leave his club Chelsea, to leave his house, his city, his country, to leave the Premier League, which is of course a competition that when a player is in it, it's hard to leave. He made that option, and I think he made it by trusting in me. If he wants to go back to England, I don't think he wants to now. He just needs to click his fingers. Fair enough. So that's that where Tammy Abraham. And even if you were to sign Tammy, you have to deal with Chelsea sell-on clause, which again Roma are going to want more because they're going to have to give money to Chelsea, and Chelsea might act and get involved in things. You know, 30 goals in 82 appearances for Chelsea. Did he not leave being their top goal scorer? And again, there's a 68 million pound release clause, or better yet, buyback clause for Chelsea. And they need to sort out Lukaku, and they'll probably buy another striker. Maybe Tammy will return one day, but they'll probably buy another striker. Really and truly, I don't know about Broya, but he seems to Broya's full. An opening, people, as you lot can see, but apparently Lyon opened the door to Houssem Aouar's departure. Real Betis, Sociedad, and two unnamed English clubs are interested. Now, I think I'm no in the know, but we could say one is Leicester because they're interested, and I hope it's Arsenal. For 15 million euros, you could do a lot worse. It was linked with City once upon a time, Juventus, Arsenal, Spurs, United, everyone. Don't know why he's still at any of these things, but it is what it is. Now, again, the link doesn't seem to be working, people. So, oh shit, it is. Here we go. Lyon opened the door to Houssem Aouar departure. As reported by Football Mercato, Betis are interested in bringing in another Lyon player to add to Nabil Fekir. Again, and there's a Real Sociedad that are also interested. And apparently there's interest from Serie A. One of the Italian teams qualified for the Champions League, and at least two English clubs are also interested, with one Premier League clubs, it says, with one of the Premier League clubs potentially making an offer soon. The fact that Aouar is entering the final year of his Lyon contract is also a factor pushing Lyon to agree to an exit. The 23-year-old has not rejected any options thus far and is taking the time to reflect on his future as he looks to reach his full potential and return to the French national team. Arteta, didn't you want him? He has had a decrease in goal involvements, but I think he's been okay this season. Bring him to the carpet, man. Bring him. But I don't think we will. But yeah, there's that. And on that as well, people, on going back to the Gnabry thing, keeping up with this, just to end this, according to let's pause this. According to Sports Blinds, the current absence of a contract extension for Serge Gnabry could force Bayern to sell their winger this summer on the pain of him going for free the following summer. Real Madrid and Arsenal are interested. Again, obviously, Real Madrid are thinking about Nkunku, Gnabry, and almost every other player due to what happened with Kylian and Haaland. We all know, once again, Gnabry's contract is until 2023. So, yeah, scrolling down to Arsenal's bit, they've also been linked with Rafael. Arsenal would like to get him back. If Bayern Munich have already renewed Manuel Neuer, Kingsley Coman, and Thomas Muller, the management seems more reluctant to align themselves with the salary claims of the 26-year-old player, who would like to obtain the same allowance, maybe money, as Kingsley Coman, 18 million euros per year, which would place Gnabry on the podium of the highest paid players. The sporting director recently hinted at a salary cap when addressing ongoing talks with Gnabry. The German international reportedly didn't appreciate, which would give Real Madrid leverage to act. You couldn't begrudge him for joining Real Madrid. But Florentino Perez's club is not the only one on this issue. Arsenal, who play in the Europa League next season, would also like to bring the player back they train. The main interest party would not be opposed to a return to the Premier League or the discovery of La Liga. And at 26, he's got a lot to he's got a lot to think about, really and truly. He's got a lot to think about and a lot to consider, really and truly. So we'll have to see how that one develops. But yeah, where that's concerned, big up you lot. Make sure you're hitting the like button. That's the transfer news. We're going to keep speaking about stuff, of course, people. But what is the timestamp? 51:16. So yeah, let me scroll all the way back, man. If we have Eddie as our main striker and he ends up with 12 goals in the premise, it's a success. Okay. Scrolling all the way down, goals and assists. Extending Eddie's contract doesn't mean we can't improve on him this transfer window. Amen. Who would you want in midfield? Well, if we could get Fabio and Ruiz, but I don't think we're doing this. He got 8 starts this season. Next season, he gets maximum 15 starts if we sign a new one. If he reaches 10, it will be a success. Eddie's second choice. You man in for a surprise. He's the main man next season. Less of that. Arsenal need to show some ambition. The owners and board are so mediocre. You reckon Eddie being the main man is a good idea? No, Eddie should never be the main man until he shows he can be the main man. But I think he should be part of the squad, really, with the amount of games we got next season. Trust the phone's ringing, man. Come a long way, Eddie. Why would Jesus go to Arsenal from Man City? Why? Problem with Arsenal fans deluded. We're literally just speaking about the speculation. I mean, I guess I kind of answered that. I mean, if he signs, you're going to have egg on your face. I don't think we're getting Jesus, but let's just stay humble in this life, man. Preach, DG. There's been too much hate and love for becoming a member, my guy, RK. Preach, DG. There's been too much hating on Eddie. His stats compared with the Prem's best. He had many sub appearances without scoring. That has clouded his record. More accurate is his goals per minute. It's true, but truthfully, it's down to Eddie. He's got a platform now. We're just going to have to see, really. Tammy is meaty. Wouldn't say meaty, but yeah, man. Arteta out a bit harsh. All the Arsenal PR accounts are mentioning bring back Gnabry, so there could be a chance. I hope so. But again, as I always say, I'm happy to sit here and talk about Gnabry and Gabriel Jesus and Tammy Abraham and Tielemans and Marfamelo and, Joe Bloggs, who's going to get linked with us tomorrow. But until I see people holding the shirt, saying I've watched Arsenal since I was a kid, it's all a myth. That's where it starts and ends. If you were in Gnabry's shoes for this situation, where are you going? Real Madrid, personally. But then again, there might be that little itch at the back of your head that wants to come back to Arsenal. DG, deluded goon is giving Eddie a 5-year contract. These are the type of deals that will keep the club out of the top 4. As long as we don't improve, Eddie can have a new deal, and give him a platform to develop. But as long as you improve the squad, bring in strikers and players that can allow these young players to grow in a healthy space and not necessarily relied on, that's cool. Unless you're Mo Salah, to a degree, Harry Kane and Son in the Prem, them sort of guys there, you shouldn't rely on them. Or if you're not Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, all of these sort of guys, I don't think you should rely on players. You have players that make up the difference. We've got a young squad. I don't expect everyone to do it for 38 games plus. There's going to be times where Eddie's going to struggle. Then it's going to happen for Eddie. Then it's going to happen, Smith Rowe and Saka take the mantelpiece. We saw it last season. Other people had bet, the sun was shining and raining according. Very few players in this Arsenal team went the whole way, really and truly. So we'll have to see, if I'm completely honest with you. But yeah, I wouldn't, if he wants to come back to Arsenal because of the London aspect and the attraction of the club, why not? But I would have to question Gnabry's ambition if he signed for Arsenal. I can't lie, because you could go to Real Madrid where they're doing what they're doing. It goes without saying. I know you'd pick up a good wage. I know you're comfortable, and I'm not saying the project and playing under Arteta isn't attractive, but I would question. Eddie can be improved, but I don't want to rely on him next season. We couldn't get a better striker than Eddie for 20 million. Disagree with that. I think we're overdoing it a bit. I'm not going to list examples, but there probably are some young strikers out there that at our point could have been caught. It's a good signing, but we don't need to cap. It's almost that sort of rhetoric, said Charlie, for me, is when people say, it's better we didn't qualify for the champs because we couldn't make it. We can't really improve upon Xhaka. If Arteta leaves, what gaffer do we get? It's almost fake positives, really. I disagree, really, if I'm completely honest with you. Origi's a Champions League winner. PR accounts stay lying when it's renewal time. I'd rather keep Eddie than bring in Origi, if I'm honest with you. You take nothing away from Origi. It's like neither are going to take the club where it needs to go. Or alone. Will Saka sign a new deal? I hope so, but I ain't got a crystal ball. Get to 200 likes, people. Come on, man. G1, appreciate you for banging that drum. But yeah, man, we're slacking still. What's this, G1, that you sent? It's not coming up on Instagram. Why is it not letting me sign into Instagram? What's it saying? It's not letting me see, bro. I think Gnabry's a myth, but what do I know? Eddie had his chance to prove if he starts, he can score goals, and he did. Eddie's going to be a baller next year. I hope so, but it's very different when you're relying on him for 38 games. It's not a strong enough case study, and it's not fair on Eddie because a footballer career is not linear. You're very naive if you think that now Eddie's just going to bag goals, nothing's going to go wrong. Even the most talented of strikers have bad games, miss chances, stuff that Eddie's gone through already, go on goal droughts. Other players have gone through this. Ronaldo, people are doing a big song and dance. Salah stayed on 20 league goals for a while. So it's very different than when you're relying on someone for 38 games. Let's let him do his thing, but, let's calm down a bit. I don't know what winger comes, man. I don't know. I really don't. Thoughts on Schumacher? I like him a lot, but he looks comfortable to stay in Italy. Have you seen a couple sports news companies are saying Tielemans has joined us? Well, forget the sports news companies. When Tielemans is on Arsenal.com saying he signed, I'll believe it. Really. As I said, until I see people holding shirts, until I see Arsenal fans tracking windows, how Arsenal fans are, flights, windows, gardens. When I see that, I don't really until I see stuff like that, it's a myth. There was even rumors we're looking at, where is it? All the talk about Nketiah and Gabriel. Let me bring back one for the Arsenal fans of the ages. Apparently, Atletico, Barca, or Arsenal for Morata people. According to the Spanish newspaper, Juventus will not exercise the purchase option on Alvaro Morata people, the terms of which expire on the 31st of May. And obviously other teams are looking at him. Scrolling all the way down, Barcelona or Arsenal are interested. Was he not close to going to Barcelona in the summer? In January. Juventus don't want to pay the 35 million that they have to commit. So yeah, man. So yeah, it might be. Just had to throw that one in there. Trust. Until I see them things there, it's a myth. DJ, I think we should get at least 2 mids, 2 strikers, 1 winger, and 1 left wing back. I hear it. If we brought a world-class striker and then extended Nketiah's contract, I think the action would be much different. It's all timing. To be fair, though, as I always say, we can criticize the club and whatnot, but surely it's we can comment and talk about transfers and what the club's doing, but surely it's worth everyone just shutting the fuck up until the end of the window, because you don't know what the club is doing. You know, Eddie can sign a new deal. If Eddie signs a new deal, by all means, we can speculate if that's good or not. If Jesus signs, we can speculate, Tammy, etc., etc. But surely we need to, you know, the two are not interlacted. I mean, Arteta, I can't really say I have faith in Arsenal because we do brazy things, but the way you speak about the next striker needs to score goals, what we need to do, I don't think Eddie is going to be the only striker at this football club. You know, you can sign a new deal and get on the case with other signings. So let's see what's going on, man. Surely. So we'll have to see. Surely it's worth just shutting up for a sec. By all means, if the club don't react, then ask questions and do what we're doing. But surely it's worth just shutting up until just let the club try and do a thing first. And I'm not trying to back the club or whatever. I'm just like, we should just shut up until things happen. We don't know what the club's doing. And realistically, how many world-class strikers are out there, really and truly? The term world-class. Well, everyone's variation of the term is different, but there's a very small bracket of world-class players, let alone strikers for me. So we'll have to see. But yeah, you could argue Arsenal don't even need a world-class striker. We just need a striker that's going to do the job, people. Apparently, Arsenal are looking at Czech Decore, the lens centre back, the lens defensive mid. Sorry, you can also play in midfield and centre back. I told you we should be looking at him. Would not surprise me if he gets a move. There's bare dons at thingy, man. You know, there's bare dons at lens that you could take. That Fifana guy's a bit old, but even him, people. I don't think we're gonna get Decore, Check Decore. He's very good technically, you know, loves a bit of play acting as well. Lens always got talented players, man. Arsenal facing Premier League competition for complete Lens midfielder, and he's what, 23 or something. He's kind of young still, 22 better yet. Very good technically, could be good for the squad. Really, might not cost that much as well, but with El Nene signing a new deal, I don't know. Xhaka's future is always staying or going, but with Xhaka probably going to play significantly next season at this moment in time. Thomas Partey cost 45 million. You've still got Lokonga. You've signed El Nene to a new deal. I'm probably missing out another centre mid, but talk on Tielemans. While I think there's an ideal world where, in an ideal world, I'd love for Arsenal to revamp our midfield options, 2 8s and a 6, in addition with Partey and whatnot. But I don't think we're doing this. The Mali international has had a good season. We have been linked with Basuma, so maybe there's interest. He does appear set to leave Lens this summer, and he's got a whole host of interest with Arsenal, Brighton, Palace, and Everton all looking at him. Now, Wolves as well, allegedly, because they look set to lose another player who is linked with Neves. Now, probably got to take these things with a pinch of salt, because our names could just be in front to have a bidding war. But if he's going to cost a cheap one, why not? He can get a lot better. He is a good player. Even that Don that's on loan at PSG, is it Carl from PSG? Is it Calawendo or something? I can't say his name. He plays on the wings and up front. So I'll be amazed if he's at PSG next season. You know, I think a Prem club should take a chance. Not us, but a Prem club should take a chance. Arsenal are expected to be in the market for a midfielder this summer after they failed to sign Alpha Melo in January. The Brazilian was reportedly keen to leave Juventus in favour of a move to the Emirates, but an agreement could not be reached. Tielemans has been heavily linked with Arsenal, and obviously El Nene has committed his future. So, read into that what you will. It is what it is in that regards, folks. Big up you lot for tuning in.